Hey, welcome everyone. This is going to be your Let's Get Ready for the Week Ahead and Stocks to Watch list combo video for Monday the 23rd. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We'll look at some of the action from Friday. Not a great close on Friday. Actually, we popped up Friday and gave a lot of it back for the markets themselves. As you can see, Amazon down 1.5%. Facebook was down, Microsoft down. The Nasdaq was down 65 points on Friday. The Dow Jones minus 160. The transports were minus 50, and the S&P 500 minus 15. Short-term bearish close. We're back under the 5 EMA and 10 SMA for the SPY and the SPX 500 if you're using that. SPY went ex-dividend on Friday, so check out the SPX. We'll look at that in a second. So a little bit of a sell-off in the markets as China officials cut their U.S. visit short. So anyway, here's your action on Friday. Apple down 1.5%. We did get some buying in the healthcare stocks. J&J was popping. Merck was moving up. AbbVie was getting some buying, up 1%. ConocoPhillips over in the oil patch was up a little under 1.5% on the day on Friday. Honeywell, some green spot there. In the industrial goods sector, Boeing was down 1% on the day. So what was moving the market down? The Dow falls second day, drops more than 100 points after China officials cut U.S. Visit short. This coming from CNBC. Trump coming out saying, says ending China trade war not a priority before 2020 election. So he came out and said that. And then this week we had the Federal Reserve. They cut interest rates amid fears of a global slowdown. They cut a quarter of a point. So that was some of the market moving news this week. Pentagon will deploy, news coming out over the weekend. Pentagon will deploy U.S. forces to Middle East after attack on Saudi Arabia oil facility. So this happening over the weekend from South China Morning Post. China, Russia, Iran plan joint naval drill in international waters. So things are, the global tensions are still there with Iran, Saudi Arabia. The trade is still overhanging the markets. Another big market moving story. Well, not market moving, but stock specific story, I should say. Roku shares plummet after negative Wall Street analysis. Roku just got rocked this week for the week that passed. Some of your top gainers, this courtesy of the trade exchange for Friday. MDR maybe looking to sell itself. Sol, they had earnings that came out on Monday, and the stock had a very good day on Friday, up over almost 21% on Friday for SOL. JC Penney's was up. CRC, another oil play. Fitbit looking to maybe sell itself. That stock was up almost 12% on the day. On Friday, Hexo in the cannabis space up 11%, had a good day. And then IBN, I believe this is an India play. India stock market has been moving up, so IBN moved up almost 10% on the day. To the downside, we had on Friday, Roku lost 20% Friday. NSPR dropping 43% on NSPR. We had SMTX, TEUM down, BTU, Arch Coal was dropping, XLNX also falling, Opera, OPRA, the browser there, dropping for the day on Friday. Some of your economic information coming out for the week ahead, courtesy of the trade exchange. I'll put this link down in the comments section below this video if you would like a copy of this calendar. It's a real nice resource. So as you can see, a lot of Fed speak coming up for the week ahead. All right, we get a lot of Fed speak once again. We also have on Monday the PMI composite flash. On Tuesday, looks pretty straightforward. We get some housing numbers, consumer confidence, API crude oil numbers come out at 4:30 after the bell. Oil numbers are at 10:30 on Wednesday, but as you can see, quite a bit of Fed speak sprinkled throughout. This is the economic calendar, top 5 things to watch this week. This from investing.com, and if we scroll through, you see it as their number one thing. They have a lot of central bank speakers will be this week. Durable goods orders coming out this week, so that's something to keep an eye on. Trade tensions also still overhang with Brexit to see how that's going to conclude, and then we get the PMI. That's some of their top 5 things for to watch for the week ahead. As far as earnings for the week ahead, you have UXIN reporting, RBZ reporting Monday before the open, couple of small ones there. NEO will be reporting before the bell on Tuesday. NIO, AutoZone, CarMax, BlackBerry, BB symbol there. JBill also reporting, JBL. A lot of electronic components there go in for Apple phones, so keep an eye on JBill earnings. May affect Apple also. Nike reports after the bell on Tuesday for the week ahead. Cintas Uniforms will be reporting. We get a home builder on Wednesday after the bell. Pier 1 Imports, PIR, Rite Aid, RAD, Conagra will be reporting before the bell on Thursday. And leading into Micron Technologies, MU, after the bell on Thursday. And this courtesy of Earnings Whisper. All right, so let's look at that action in the SPY. As you can see, we're up here. Let me go to my chart. I know there's a lot of lines on here, but they're all important to me. I know it makes for a busy chart, so we'll go back to the one without the lines. But, after popping up to all-time highs here, we ran out of juice on Friday, and with those stories that I went over at the beginning of the video, took a little wind out of the sails on Friday for the markets. We rolled over, so the markets here just straight down. Even in the after hours, we were moving down. So now we're back below the 5 EMA, the 10 SMA, still above the 20. Let me go to a better chart so you don't get crazed by all those lines. So the 50 SMA is the dark blue line here. We're still above that, still above the 20, but we've come down below these momentum moving averages on the SPY. Now, the SPY did go ex-dividend on Friday, so take a look at the SPX 500, the 5, same thing. So we're down below the 5 and the 10 SMA, but just wanted to show you this because the SPY did go ex-dividend on Friday. Some of the sectors that were doing okay, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Some sectors, gold was up for the week, 25%. JNUG was up 25%. Nougat was up 23%. The VIX climbing a little bit, but still we had a 15 handle on the VIX. For the week, it was up 12%, though. TAN had a very nice week this week. We were up almost 9%. Oil jumping this week, up 6.5%, 7% on USO. Oil itself, the XOIL, so as you can see, still below that $60 level, holding above the 10 SMA, holding above that $55 level. TLT was moving up this week, so probably, as TLT moves up, bond yields moves down. That's not good for the XLF. That was rolling over this week. GLD was moving up, trying to get back above the 20 SMA here. SLV also popping a little bit on Friday on the SLV. The IWM held okay, held pretty steady. We never did get up over this 160 area on the IWM. We did bounce a few weeks ago off that 145 area. Right now, though, we're below the 5 EMA. The momentum moving average is below the 10, but holding above the 50 moving average. If we look at the IWC, the micro caps, pulling back here to about the 200 SMA on the IWC. For the Qs, also back below these moving averages, the 5 and the 10 holding above the 50 and the 20 holding above the 190 area. If we go to our chart here, you can see we had these highs up here around that 195, 195.50 area. We were a stone's throw away from breaking out above that, but we ran out of some juice here and we're pulling back. We'll see if the bulls can regroup. here and push us back up. It's going to depend on, I guess, the various headlines that come out for the week ahead. The SMH, which the Qs rely quite a bit on, we came up to this 124 area up here. The recent high back here on the SMH was 123.56. We had a second candle here, high at 123.13. So a lower high off the SMH here, and a big push down on Friday below all these moving averages. Still, we have a rising 50 SMA around that 115 area. So we have to, the Qs are going to need the SMH to be moving up to get those going. Some other sectors this week that took a hit. The marijuana ETF continues to grind lower, coming up to a recent support area here at around that 23 area for the MJ. The rare earths pulled back this week. Rare earths were down about 5% for the week. The SLX, the steel ETF, this was down for the week, almost 5% for the week. Nat gas also dropping almost 4% for the week. Never could get back above the 200 SMA on nat gas. And then we talked about how the SMH rolling over here down about 2.5% for the week. Some of our sectors for the week to the downside. The retail sector got hit again, down 4%. The XME, the metals and mining, down 4%. To the upside for the week, the XOP, the oil exploration, this was up about 1.5%. Utilities got some buying as yields moved down again. So utilities, they came in for the dividends again, up about 1.5%. REITs also for the week up about 1.33% for the week on the XLRE. And that's some of your sectors for the week. Before we move on, we'll just check the biotech sector. The IBB moving up a little bit for the week. We're still under the 200 SMA here for the IBB. The XBI, the smaller biotech, same thing, bouncing a little bit, but we're still underneath that $84 area and that 200 SMA on the XBI. Some of the other sectors, also we had quad witching on Friday, so there were some volume pops towards the end of the day because of quad witching. Some of the the Amazons rolled over for the day. Let's take a look at some of the big names here. Amazon holds this 200 SMA. It bounced here. Now we're coming down to test that 200 SMA again. You would think if that breaks this recent support back here, which was 1744, so we'll call it 1740 area on the Amazon. If that breaks, you would think you're going to get that further push down, or if it breaks the 200 SMA. So Amazon, Google, let's check that daily chart. Some of these leaders pulling back to about the 10 SMA, holding up okay on Google. Facebook in the FANG names pulling back, popped up on Friday, pulling back to about the 50 SMA on Facebook. Microsoft, that stock popped up to recent all-time highs, pulling back but holding above some of those momentum moving averages there on Microsoft. Apple itself, after their phone came out on Friday, it was the stores, and they were selling the iPhone 11, was getting some press on that, but couldn't hold the gains. Back below the 5 and the 10 SMA on Apple. Netflix getting hit with all the streaming services coming out, all the competitors coming down to that 270 area. Big volume came in, maybe a little bit of a crescendo kind of a selling moment here in Netflix. We'll see. Might be headed a little bit further. We had a push all the way down back to 231 back in December. So let's see what happens here around this 270 area. Are they going to curl it back up, or are they going to break that and push us back down to those lows on Netflix? So that's NVIDIA. We'll check that one back below That 180 area back below all the momentum moving averages. And then Tesla, we'll take a look at that. Tesla holding on to the 10 SMA. You know, Tesla has gone nowhere for a while. We did talk about this 180 bounce area. A lot of my that watch my videos caught this 180 area. So watching Tesla again, just kind of chopping around right now in TSLA. Some of your worst stocks this week, we'll go ahead and take a look at those. I like to look at these, OSTK. Maybe we get some bounce plays out of these, and I'll give you the watch list in a moment. So Overstock was down 40% this week that passed. Let's go to a weekly chart to check these out. So here's Overstock for the week. Got hit 40%, never could get back above the 200 SMA on your weekly chart there. Fran for the week, right? Had a strong week last week, but some profit taking coming in, down about 38% for the week. FedEx on their earnings dropping 15% for the week. Roku, as we mentioned, all the streaming service competition now, Comcast, Disney, Apple, Amazon, all coming after Roku. Comcast going to have their own device now. This stock down 27% for the week. VBIV. They came out and decided to do an offering here, and this stock dropped 32% on that name. GLW came out with warning, lowering guidance. That stock dropping 8% on GLW. PRVB also announced an offering, down 17% for the week. Macy's in the retail sector dropping 10%. XLNX got hit on Friday. This stock dropping 8% over in the semi space. Chewy, CHWY, they came out with earnings this past week, and that stock dropped 10.5%. FNKO took a hit this week, dropping 20% on FNKO. The steel names got hit. X Warned, STLD, Newmont Mining, all lowering their guidance. So ex-US Steel down 17%. NUE for the week was down about 2%. STLD, this stock dropping 4%, but X was the one that got hit the worst. GPS over in the retail space down almost 11%. Urban was down quite a bit this week, down 10%. ANF also dropping this week, down 11%. ONTX, they decided they're going to do an offering. Then they decided to terminate the offering on ONTX, but still the stock dropped 36%. MRNS, this stock dropped 15%. SNNA, they said they're going to be doing a Chapter 11 restructuring on this name, but still no help there, down 77%. NSPR, the one we mentioned earlier, down for the week 50%. They're coming out with an offering on this name. TEUM also dropping this week on an offering, down 25%. Wasn't all bad in the markets. ALDR, this stock to be acquired on ALDR jumped 85%. DTEA over in the cannabis space jumping 8% for the week. GRVY, Gravy, bouncing this week up 13%, battling at that $31 area on the weekly chart for GRVY. HUYA, China name, popping 15.5% this week. CLAC had a very good week, up over 3%. SPWR and some of the solar names were really running this week. This stock jumping 18%. Sol had earnings this past week on Monday, stock jumping 77%. SPI also climbing this week, up 53%. Sedge, Israeli solar company, up 17% for the week. LXRX is going to receive $260 million from Sanofi. LXRX up 52% on that name. CMG had a good week, up 6% on the week. ARAV was climbing this week, up 44% for the week. REPL also jumping this week, up 36% for the week. MRUS, this stock was climbing 19% for the week. ETON This stock jumping 14% on the name. Let's see. This got initiated a buy at B. Riley, $13.50 price target on ETON. Big jump there. ACRS. Phase 3 came out on this one. It met the endpoints. ACRS jumping 38% for the week. CRIS. This stock climbing this week up 18%. GHSI, recent IPO, making a rebound here, jumping 69% for the week. That's some of your best stocks for the week. All right, let's go ahead and get into that watch list for Monday, and you can watch some of these. You can watch for the week or the week ahead, but since the video is titled for this coming Monday, so this is some of your watches for Monday. ADMA has that 550 area up ahead. If it can break out above that, 2.8 million. Now, once again, we did get quad witching on Friday, so some of these volumes may be a little bit off. But anyway, 550 is a breakout for ADMA. Let's see if anything was going on in the after hours. We're okay there. ADMS. This stock perking up here, volume 1.4 million shares. The high on Friday was 741, so we have that 750, and we are getting up above the 200 SMA here as it's starting to curl back up on this name. Keep an eye on that one. AKRX also pushing up this week. On Friday had 3.9 million shares. We have a high from Friday on this name of 425, so keep an eye on that 425 area on AKRX. AMAG. We had a nice move up here on AMAG. This stock getting up over the 200 SMA, curling back up 1.8 million shares. So starting to break out of this congestion here on this name. So keep an eye on that one. AMSC also popping up. It's in the electronic components sector. Trying to get up over $9, trying to get up over the 100 SMA. Keep an eye on that one. Was popping in the after hours here into the close. ARQL trying to turn the corner back up here. 5.6 million shares. So maybe that volume is a little bit skewed from Op Quad, which on Friday, but we'll see. But I couldn't ignore that volume. ARQL had a big move up, turned around, holding above the 150 SMA, now starting to curl up. So keep an eye on it. CUTR, you have this wedge kind of formation that it's breaking out of. You can draw a line there, draw your wedge pattern here, starting to break up and out of that. Volume a little bit light, 300,000 shares, but keep an eye on that one. Medical devices, FIT was getting some buying, maybe looking to make a strategic sell of itself here. So big pop, 27 million shares. Obviously would like a pullback in it, but keep Fitbit on watch. GMED. Looks like this one might be wanting to break out. Medical devices. We have a high up here around 52.50 area. The highs on Friday were 52.21. So if it can get up over that 52.50 area for a possible swing trade in GMED, looks like it might want to be breaking out. 1 million shares came into it. GSV. 2 million shares on this one. It's a gold stock popping up, still below the declining 200 SMA, but once again, volume came into this gold name, popping it up, so I'll keep an eye on it. Hexo out of the cannabis space, looks like it's trying to hold this support here, turning back up, trying to get back above the 50 SMA, 7.5 million shares, 450 up ahead on that one. What else do we have? MDR, we'll have this one on watch for the next few weeks, actually. Held that $1.44 area. We traded this on Friday to give us a real nice pop in the pre-market. So I'll keep an eye on MDR intraday. RBZ has earnings on Monday. Let's see what they want to do. It was popping up on Friday. Let's see if there's any trades in it. Roku, we'll be watching this for longs or shorts, depending on how it sets up intraday and depending on the level level that it's out, but very weak here right now. So we'll see if we get a continuation move to the downside. The big 100 number is coming into play again. It did come down to fill this gap here on Roku, so we'll be watching that one. SE, a China name. Starting to turn back up here, maybe a possible swing trade in that one. SPI had a big pop, as I mentioned earlier, in the best stocks for the week. So I'll be watching this one to see if it wants to continue up on that. SQ, maybe possible short here on SQ if we break down these lows from Friday on SQ. Looking kind of weak here, never could recapture 60 and hold above it. So if it takes out that 56.90 area, might be interesting to the downside on SQ. So we'll have to watch TIVX this week, right? We were getting some bounce here in TIVX. If the market is going to continue to move down, we'll keep an eye on TIVX. And let's see, a couple of others. TDOC, very strong. Don't want to chase it up here, but maybe if we get some kind of pullback on TDOC, very strong on Friday. Here with letter T, AT&T had big volume come into it on Friday. Looking real good here on the daily chart. So not for intraday trading, but maybe for a longer term hold on letter T. So keep an eye on that one. All right. So that's your stocks to watch and combo video. Let's get ready for the week ahead. Have a great week of trading ahead. Have a good day trading Monday. We'll be back at it with another video Monday for Tuesday stocks to watch.